Hi everybody, this is Yosarian from BoyMeetsPhone.com. I just got this package in today, so we're going to be doing an unpacking video. I'm pretty sure I know what's inside. It should be the Sony Xperia Z1s, or the Z1s, depending on where you're coming from. But we're going to unpack it to see what it is. And inside we have the Sony Xperia Z1s, or again Z1s, depending on where you're from. Gonna open up the box here. Inside the box we have, of course, the phone. It feels actually rather light. I'm actually surprised on how light this phone feels. Put this right here for a second. We have the instructions on how to insert the SIM card in both English and in Spanish. Very useful. Underneath there, we have the micro USB cord and a wall charger. We have our hardware recycling program labels. The IMEI numbers and stuff like that for the device. Start guide, English and in Spanish, important information from Sony. Safety guidelines, important information, a lot of important information to know about this device. But I'm going to go through the paperwork later. Because that's not what we're interested in right now. We're interested in the device. I'm going to put everything back in. Alright, so let's take a quick hardware tour. Up front we have a 5-inch high-def display. On this side we have a covered port. This is a waterproof phone, can be dunked in water, so all the ports are covered. We have the micro SD card slot right there. We have the micro USB port covered up right here. We have a connector slot, or connector, for, I'm assuming, a charger or something like that. Maybe a car adapter. We have the power screen lock button. We have our volume rocker. We also have a dedicated camera key, which is something you don't see a lot of nowadays. So that's nice to see. And right here, we have our SIM card slot. Cover everything back up. And up top we have a headphone jack. This is a little bit of a variant of the Z1 or Z1 again, where the headphone jack is actually on top. That does not actually affect its ability to be dunked in water, so that's kind of cool. And of course it's all covered in plastic. And back here we have our 20.7 megapixel camera with a LED flash. This is their G lens. I'm going to take off the plastic up front. And then we're also going to grab the one on back too. Now the front and back of this device is covered in glass, and I have to say this is actually a really light device. Not too bad in the hands width-wise. I have pretty small hands, so the fact that I can easily grip this is it's going to take a little bit more effort for especially small hands like mine to get across the entire display, so you're going to have to maneuver your device around a little bit, just hold it from the center or something like that to maneuver around. But alright, we're going to power on the device. Now this does have a internal battery that cannot be removed, but it does also have 32 gigs of internal storage, which is kind of awesome. And add to that, you have the option of expanding the memory, so you shouldn't run into an issue with having enough storage on this device. This is running on T-Mobile's LTE network, where available. Unfortunately, where I'm at the moment does not have LTE. If it does get LTE on this device, then I'm going to have to have a waterproof warning. See if I can zoom in on that. It's warning me that something's open. So here we are at the home. Well, we're at the lock screen right now. I'm going to swipe up and set up the device. Of course, I want English. Welcome. So we're going to go through the setup and then I'll come right back to you guys. Alright, so I have the phone all set up and everything now. And first impressions, I have to say this is a very square phone. It is a little bit, it's going to take a lot of, well, a little bit getting used to for me, to the shape of the phone, how square it is, coming from devices that were more ergonomic. I do like the placement of the button given how the device is set up. I do like the placements of the volume rocker and the power button. Just make it quite easy to hold in one hand and unlock this display or change the volume. So that's a plus side. Really forgot to hit finished. Data disclaimer. Yep. And I'm just going to close this right now. There we go. Now we're completely set up. Apparently it was not completely set up, though I thought it was. This does have a triluminous display. I have to say the colors are kind of muted for my liking, though it does use the X Reality engine, so it's supposed to be able to change given what you're doing it, like you're viewing on it. But just viewing the home screen, it is a little bit dull for my liking. But hopefully when I view some pictures it'll look a little bit better. Responsiveness does not seem to be an issue with this device. This is using a Snapdragon 800 processor. So responsiveness so far does not seem to be an issue, and I don't foresee that being an issue. I do like the UI. So far, the UI does seem nice. Again, the muted colors is just so... It bothers me a little bit to see how muted the colors are. That's kind of cool. You can search and uninstall things swiping to the side. There's a good amount of apps already on board. Actually, some of these are things from it that it's grabbing from my downloads. Like the Furby one, because I was actually testing out a Furby to see if that would actually work. So apparently Furby Boom is now on this review unit. I'm going to jump into the camera UI to check that out. Actually, what am I doing? There's a dedicated camera button, which is, again, rarities upon rarities. Let's press and hold to launch. So this is the camera UI. I'm actually going to move the packaging out of the way so you can actually make out the camera UI. So we have the record button on the display, which is nice to see. Right now it's set on Superior Auto. You have several different modes to play around with, so I will be having a lot of fun with this device, testing out the camera. Like I said, it does use a 20 megapixel camera. It also includes AR effects that I accidentally clicked on, but that's neither here nor there. We'll play with that later. We'll let it remember photo location. Alright. So far thoughts on it. Like I said, the shape of the device is going to take some getting used to. the display is a little bit muted for my liking. Viewing angles could be a little bit better. I feel like it gets a little bit washed out too quickly. The back of the device actually is getting pretty hot. The back of the device is glass. It's a rather light device. I was actually expecting it to weigh a little bit more, but then I remember that this is, you know, plastic and all with glass, so it's a little bit lighter than I was expecting. The back right there got a little bit hot for just being on for a little bit. But we're going to spend some more time with it. I'm going to take some sample videos, put it through its paces, and I'll let you know exactly how I feel about this device in a couple of weeks. So, thanks for watching my unpacking of the Sony Xperia Z1s, or Z1s, again, depending on where you're from. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to check out videos from this device and my full in-depth review in the coming weeks. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. So this has been Yosarian for BoyMeetsPhone.com. Thanks for watching.